A mega for Southern Virginia short track racing for over a half a century, South Boston Speedway today bills itself as America's hometown track. South Boston Speedway, or SoBo, to its many fans, was a quarter-mile dirt track when it opened its gates in 1957, and that dusty incarnation hosted NASCAR stock car racing as well as a host of other stock and modified classes. Tonight, South Boston is home to the Spark Racing League's mini stock series here on Overdrive Automotive Media YouTube channel. My name is Cam Gillens, and along for the ride tonight is fellow Spark Racing League driver Benson Weaver. How are you tonight, Benson? Oh, maybe. Benson, you there?
Sorry, I put myself on mute. I didn't want to accidentally interrupt your fantastic introduction and to this fantastic facility. But yes, I'm doing fantastic today. Been a great weekend. And I'm excited for some mini stock racing at my personal favorite track on the entire iRacing service. I've said this in several broadcasts that South Boston is my favorite place to go. It's minimally banked and it's a short track, minimal banking, and it just flows real nice. I mean, I just love it. It races great. You get some great side by side battles, and some cars at least. Hopefully, we'll see some of that tonight. You know, fingers crossed. But yeah. So we got a couple minutes left in practice. So fairly close up there at the front. Top, what's that? Top five, followed about a tenth to 2/10 from each other. And a bit of a gap as you get further through, but got a pretty decent field out tonight. 9 cars, which I mean, in my opinion, is a decent turnout for race cars at a short track.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a whole lot of effort to load up everything and get your butt to the track. So
Sometimes even then, it kind of kicks you down a little bit.
oh yeah. Yeah, racing ain't for the faint of heart.
No, it's definitely not. But now these mini stalkers looks like it's gonna be a pretty close field tonight with the gap between them all. It looks like we're in a couple hundredths of seconds, so.
Yeah, gonna be some interesting storylines. Obviously, it's championship night. All kind of comes down to this. Not exactly sure where the point standings are set up. Maybe you can enlighten us a bit on that. But gonna be focusing both on the race for in itself and also for the race for the overall championship.
So the points as it stands is like we got the 35 Jacob Nickerson is out in front, followed by Paul Thomas, Johnny Rapp, Steve Est, and Larry Paul in the top 5. I think they're all. Looks like they're all. Yep, they're all here tonight. All the top 5s, which that's gonna be where the main jockeying might come from. So it looks like Jacob has got a pretty good lead, but second on the way out to 4th is about the size of this field tonight. So anything can happen going into finishing out the podium.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, from what I know, Jacob should have a fairly solid lead. I think that battle for second and third is kind of the main storylines for tonight. But hey, Can't sit, you know.
Mhm.
Don't know till the fat lady sings.
That's
Don't call it.
exactly it. Yep.
Um, Sammy. There we go.
So it looks like we're about ready to get into our single lap qualifying.
Yeah, got a couple cars out on track. Getting the good run because only got one chance at it.
Because we got the on board of the 52 of Johnny Rapp out for his lap.
What's that time? That's a 16:7, which was top of the board. So he's been bumped down to second by Justin Wilson in the 58.
He's on board with the 42 of Paul Thomas as he's coming to complete his lap.
Yeah. It's up with a 16:9, so fairly close all here in the midfield, but guy in the lead is out by quite a bit.
A couple tenths, so.
Yeah.
Seems like that's about how it's always been when Justin shows up.
Yeah, he's. I mean, yeah, no lack of talent there. You know,
Nope.
he's definitely a skilled driver.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Even when he's not taking it all that seriously, it, he performs no
Mm-hmm.
matter what, no matter the occasion.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like all of our drivers taking time.
Yeah, got a couple minutes till we get into these heat races.
Mm-hmm. Looks like the 60 of Steve S is taking a couple extra laps.
I mean, you got the time to do more practice. Take advantage of it.
Yep.
You know, it ain't cost nothing, so
Nope.
take advantage for sure.
But yeah, it looks like we've got a couple of the top runners in the points up in the top 5 between
Yeah.
Jacob and Johnny there. So that's Johnny's looking to get a couple more spots on Jacob.
Yeah. See if he can pull off a miracle. His best hope might be wrecking in turn one or lap 1 and winning the race afterward. See, uh, not even sure if that's enough, but hey, yeah.
Yeah, with probably 9 cars being there, I don't know if that's enough either. So,
Yeah.
but,
But I mean, Johnny Rapp though it is sitting third. You said right, so I mean
mhm,
he's looking. You know, he can gain that second spot. You know, end up runner up to Jacob at least. It's
mhm.
still you know worth fighting for.
Yep, absolutely.
So uh,
It looks like we about
so
got 15 seconds left in this session.
yeah, I guess we can. Uh, we'll wait till they grid up to call out the result,
Yep.
starting lineup. Should be just a single heat. No multiple heats tonight.
Mm-hmm. All right, so is that? Go ahead
Race
and
car.
show our lineup of tonight's heat race. So you got the 58 of Justin Wilson that's on the pole, followed by the 52 of Johnny Rapp in second, 7 of Paul Hahn in third, and then our points leader, the 35 of Jacob Nickerson in fourth, then the 89 of Alexander Dugas in fifth.
Yeah, behind him, starting to his outside there in sixth, Jean-Paul Arsenault. You really dropped me off on the hardest one.
You nailed it though.
Oh, I'm glad about that. And then, yeah, Steve Vest on behind him in seventh. Paul Thomas, vying for that podium finish in the points, starting eighth, and Larry Pollen rounded us out at ninth. Take him one more time around before we drop the green. Bit of contact before the race even starts between these front runners. This'll be a good fight between this Woody car with the 58 and the Fish car with the 52. Certainly stained out. They had that 83 missed the grid, but here we go. Get going green, and Justin Wilson's got the launch on Johnny Rapp. Johnny Rapp runs the outside. He gets alongside the 58. They're side by side down the backstretch. Now the 58 clear into three. Side by side for third between Paul Hahn and Jacob Nickerson as they continue down the front stretch. Still side by side through 1 and 2. Paul Hahn almost clear, but not quite. Jacob Nickerson still on the outside. Oh, and Justin Wilson must have gotten a black flag or something. He's down in the pit lane, and Johnny Rapp has inherited the lead. This is... I know we've seen it before in this series with somebody getting a black flag for jumping the start. I have to guess that's what it is there's a car backwards on the front stretch right in front of the leaders. Holy cow. So the 83 Jean-Paul Arsenault started in the pits and then ended up sideways on the front stretch. I'm not sure what happened there. Looks like he just got loose on exit of 4 and hit that inside wall. Was trying to get it turned around as the leaders were coming by. And pulls out our first caution of the heat. I got 10 laps in this heat. We're 3 laps in. Not sure if we're counting caution laps or not. 83 makes the trip back down pit road. See if we can figure out something on that car. Still pacing around. Looks like we aren't counting caution laps. So won't miss out on any action of any bit of action. No action is being wasted away in these laps. There's just time lost. But looks like lights go out this time by as they'll get double filed up. Johnny Rapp starting there. Gonna be the control car with the 7 on the outside, 35 starting third, and so the Dugas in the 89 starting fourth. Pace car pulls off, and we go. Oh, and Justin Wilson's in the wall in the back as Johnny Rapp gets a good launch on the field. And even Jacob Nickerson gets clear of the field. They promote up to 1 and 2, and Paul Hahn falls back to 3rd.
Oof.
Let me fix my camera set. But yeah, this 89 and 58 are side by side. Justin Wilson on the inside, trying to get by the 89 after he picked up some damage. Ain't a bad start, but he's clear and back into 4th position. Steve S was looking for a second to the inside of that 89, but backed out of it. So they all proceed single file from here on to lap 7 of this heat race. Johnny Rapp leads, but that 35 is keeping it close. Not letting that gap get too big. And same thing goes for Paul Hahn. He's right there on the tail of those two.
We're all bored with Justin here as he tries to chase down Paul in 3rd. Just watching that battle between the first 3 up front.
Flag out for the leaders. Come around one more time to collect the checkered flag. See if Jacob Nickerson has anything left to say to Johnny Rapp, but looks like nothing will be happening, and Johnny Rapp will take the heat win with Jacob Nickerson 2nd and Paul Hahn rounding out your heat podium. Fairly eventful heat race we had there, with
Yeah.
Justin Wilson jumping the start apparently, or possibly another issue. I don't know officially what happened there, but yeah, he had to go to the back and then smack the wall, but luckily they got some real good crews out here, and he'll be all fixed up before the feature. No pit crew better than an iRacing crew.
Well, sometimes I don't know about that. Like earlier today when I was in officials, but that's beside the point.
Well, the iRacing crew will always make sure that a heat crash won't keep you out of the feature.
Yep.
Fairly, it's not, they're slow at times, but that when they need to get the job done, they get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially in them endurance races, you should see them, dude. They'll take a, you could take a dumpster can and they'll turn it back into the prototype that it was originally. Yeah, just making some warm-up laps and yeah, checking out any changes to the track.
So it looks like we're getting some cloud cover going on it right now.
Yeah, cloud cover, lower temps, more grip. I mean, whenever I'm driving, I'm always hoping as much clouds as I can get without rain. That's the hope, right? You want the cool track. In most cases, you want a cool track.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's fast. Race car drivers like going fast.
Yep. Looks like Alex Dugas in the 89's got the fastest lap overall so far in this warm-up session.
Guess that's info that I'm not that I'm not able to see.
Oh, Justin just got it back.
He's got to start fourth in this feature, so it'll be a tough road, but we'll get to that in a second. Just now wrapping up qualifying, and they all piloting into turn one because they can.
Alrighty. Looks like it's where keep this cloud cover for this feature race here, so it's gonna be pretty fast going up front.
Yeah, looking at the weather forecast, because we actually do have that in iRacing. Pretty cool, and it does look like it's going to be overcast for the next at least 4 hours, and that's as far as it'll show us. So yeah, so it'll be take a couple pace laps behind the pace car before we get rolling back to green.
So things that you're looking forward towards this race, Benson. I know, like you kind of leaned on it a little bit, saying that Justin's starting fourth, which is usually up front. So it's gonna be interesting to see if he can get that jump that he's kind of come well known to have and challenge these guys up front off the start.
Certainly a balance between track position and tires. I mean, that's about every race though, right?
Oh.
You know, but
as he gives a love tap there to Jacob.
yeah, and we get rolling green. Johnny Rapper and Jacob Nickerson side by side into one now. Jacob Nickerson, kind of a bad start as they go 3 wide through 2. Justin Wilson gets the best of that. He improves 1 spot, and Jacob just falls all the way to the back with Paul Hahn getting up to 2nd. Johnny Rapp leads the way as Justin still looks for this 2nd place. Bit of a battle here in the back between the 83 and 35. And cars kind of all over the place. See if they'll get that sorted out. 58 right on the tail of that 7 car though, there for 2nd. But Paul Hahn, that 7, he holds on for now at least.
Ooh.
I just, beating that bumper off. He is right there. Bumping him through 1 and 2.
A bit of a take slap right there.
Yeah. Justin may be looking for a crossover here.
Ooh.
Oh, almost turns him. Hits him on exit of 4 and gets clear. Justin Wilson promotes himself into that 2nd position, but pretty big gap up to Johnny Rapp there leading the race. And, yeah, I mean, we were talking about these points positions all pre-race, and Johnny Rapp's doing all that he can to, help his case.
Mm-hmm.
Still a battle here in the back between the 35 and 83. 35 at the quarter panel of the 83. Now it backs off a little bit as they get back to single file.
So looks like the 60th Steve Vest right there is trying to enter the picture and between the 83 to 35.
He was running real low, at least there through 3 and 4. It looked like he was about to smash those barrels on the entry of the pit lane. Pull Kyle Larson. That was a wild one to see live. I was at that race when Kyle Larson went barreling in right in front of me. That was wild. Hope to see none of that tonight though.
Yep.
Yeah, this gap for the lead has closed dramatically. Johnny had a huge lead, and now it's backed off quite a bit. But you know what they say, catching's different than passing. Getting to the bumper is only half the job, but he's doing pretty good at that first half. Right here on the tail of the 52. Gives him a bump here on the exit. Pretty big bump. 52's going to stay clear for now. They run nose to tail still. Justin looks like he's trying to look for the bottom, but Johnny's covering that up very well. Always more contact. 52 sideways. He saves it, stays in the lead. And that's brought the 7 right back into the picture. 7 is on the inside of the 58 looking back for that second position. But that 58 clears, and he's back on the hunt for that, trying to catch that fish. I mean, that'd be one of the biggest, possibly the biggest catch of all time, that fish right there in the lead. Possible world record fish right there.
I wonder how many downloads it's got on Trading Paints now. That's Scheme.
Johnny has gone famous with this paint scheme. But Justin Wilson, he charges back. He's on the inside of the 52. 58 is now side by side on the inside. There's a bit of contact there on the exit, and 58 gets clear for the lead. But Johnny looks for the crossover. He's back on the inside. Now he falls back a bit, right on that bumper of the 58. He charges into 3. Couldn't quite make a move, and the 58 has completed a pass on the 52, but the 52 he ain't show no quit. He's still looking for this lead. Oh, let's see. That 60 is Steve Vest here on the pit lane. I'm not sure what happened there, but this battle for the lead is not gone away still. 52 right on the tail of the 58.
It looks like with this battle going on up front, it looks like the 35 of Jacob Nickerson finally got around the 83 of Arsenault.
Yeah, it's good for his championship hopes. Helps him out a little bit as he'll try to get by Paul Thomas and Alexander Dugas here. He's top 3 have now kind of single filed out, calmed down quite a bit from how they were a second ago. That was, that was some edge of the seat entertainment a bit ago, though. Fantastic battle, but now there's no big gap has been created still. 52 staying right at there on that 58.
Looks like
he's maybe looking to make another move. Look to the low side for a second, right on the tail. Looking to get a good run here on the corner.
So it looks like we got a couple of groups of 3s. We got this group with podiums, and then that second group, 4 through 6, all those that tell us Jacob Nickerson gets to the back end of Paul Thomas.
Yeah, kind of interesting how it shakes out, but looking here at this second group, that 89 was quite sideways there through 1 and 2, but he caught it, kept it straight. Pretty sweet drift there. He's still loose. He's sliding through this whole track. It's kind of a uncommon thing to see with these cars. Usually they're very tight, but looks like they're They're all pretty loose tonight. Oh, he's real sideways there, and Steve Vest is going to look to pass him here on the high side. He's got a good run. They're side by side off the exit of 2. 42 high side, 89 low side. Side by side through 3 and 4. 42 gets a nose ahead, and he's going to be clear entering turn 1. So Steve Vest, or not Steve Vest, Paul Thomas, there improves to P4. See if either of these guys have any more charge to get him back or not. As they're looking at all that battling, quite a big gap developed between the front two, but now the leader's got to go through some lap traffic.
Ooh,
Justin getting by Steve Vest fairly easy, now trying to work on the 83.
So Nickerson right there made contact with Dugas getting in the corner.
I don't know, I missed that. I'm paying attention now. The 58 trying to get past his lappers. Yeah, Jacobs up to 5th now. Gained a spot in that ordeal. And now here's Justin Wilson. He's through all the lap traffic. Johnny Rapp still needs to get by the 83 and the 69. He gets by the 83 there. Paul Hahn will look to try to follow him through. Not quite yet. No, now he's clear of the 83.
Looks like we've hit halfway.
Yeah. The halfway point. Still stayed caution free this whole race. Not an uncommon sight to see in this mini stock series. Some very respectful drivers. You know, we're here at the end of the season. I want to give them their kudos for, you know, being a very, very respectful, very clean group of drivers. I say that as Johnny Rapp smacks the outside wall, but no, but yeah, I mean these guys put on a good show, and you know they keep it clean, keep the yellows put away, make the flagman lazy. But after saying all that, Pahan did improve to P2 over Johnny Rapp. Might have a bit of a battle starting to brew for P4. Jacob closes the gap on Paul Thomas bit by bit. Ooh. He looks to the inside for P4. Oh, and Johnny Rapp is around. Well, not quite. His guy's still going straight, but keeps it rolling. But he's got now 2 more cars charging hard, trying to pick up this last podium spot. Jacob Nickerson gets by Paul Thomas. So now he's up to P4. Looks to get by. He's got to deal with some lap traffic here in a bit. Yeah, humongous lead here for Justin Wilson. Pretty dominant so far. Last time I watched mini stocks real life, the Civic went and lapped the field, and with a very commanding win, lapped the field in 30 laps. So I mean,
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, but you know, dominant performance can certainly be seen in these mini stocks. It's quite impressive. I mean, these cars, especially on iRacing, they're all identical. So to be able
Mhm.
to pull a lead like this is, takes skill. So he
Mhm.
deals with some lap traffic by just shoving them out of his way. What are they doing in there in the first place? Get out of here. Justin Wilson, huge lead. With Paul Hahn running second, and he's got a pretty huge lead back to third. And then we get here to third, and a closing gap between Johnny Rapp and Jacob Nickerson. Round off here on lap 49. Johnny Rapp getting a little sideways as he tries to get by the 69. Gives him a little bit of trouble, but gets by and sitting free. And Jacob follows him through in this bright green double F machine.
He's now right on his back bumper.
Yeah, might be a time to to go with a rear view camera on that 52, but yeah, the 35 is looking ready to pounce at any moment. Hey, Johnny Rapp washes a little high there on exit, and Jacob gets to the inside. Johnny runs the ultra high line. Haven't seen that one in play, and Jacob Nickerson gets clear of him. And Johnny's doing some experiment. It doesn't look to be working out for him. Yeah. So now that podium is rounded out by our championship favorite. Yeah, almost a half a track lead for this 50. I'm sure you've got the timing info, but it's when we dropped. Hoping everything's set good right now, but yeah, it looks like Justin Wilson's about to take the white flag to come around one more time to collect his win. He rounds turns 3 and 4 one more time. Flawless execution in this race, and Justin Wilson is your winner at South Boston in the Spark Mini Stocks. Rounding out our podium is Paul Hahn and Jacob Nickerson.
Johnny brings home in fourth after having some issues about mid-race there.
Yeah.
Then Paul Thomas brings home in fifth, followed by Alexander Dugas in sixth, Larry Pauling in seventh, Jean-Paul Arsenault in eighth, and then round out our field in ninth is Steve S. after he had some issues.
Yeah. Fairly exciting start to this race. Kind of all got pretty spread out in the later portions. And man, Justin he just dominated this one. I mean, nobody else really had much to say about what he was doing, and he deservingly burns it down. He's now entered pit lane to do some more donuts. I guess he wanted to run away from the front stretch interview, but we'll try to get him anyway.
So we'll wait for everyone to show up.
Looks like we got Steve Est here doing some donuts on the backstretch, celebrating the end of the season. Celebrating the season he's had.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can start getting people shuffling here to the broadcast.
Okay. It's like
a couple people sitting ready.
Okay, we'll bring in our second place finisher tonight as we're waiting for our champion and third place to show up. So we'll bring in Paul here. Paul, this is Cam and Benson in the booth. You got us?
Gotcha.
That's pretty good there. Is started off about where you ended up, so I don't know if you saw all what was going on between Johnny up there after he got past you or anything, but how's the rest of your race going?
Well, if I could figure out how to keep up with Justin, I'd be a lot happier. But all in all, a good race. We stayed out of trouble. Had some fun at the beginning when Johnny, Justin, and myself were kind of checking out from the field. We had a little bit of fun there, but all in all, it was fun. I like the track, like the guys that we race with. Congrats on Jacob's championship.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Justin Wilson kind of checking out from you, but I mean, you checked out from the rest of the field. Nobody was really close to you either. So I mean, you nothing to hang your head about there with that performance.
Well, you know the saying, second's the first loser.
Yeah. But hey, sometimes it's the best you can get.
Yeah, especially when you're racing Justin. He's hard to beat.
Yeah.
All right. Before we let you go, is there anyone you want to shout out to?
Just you two for putting this on, Spark putting it on. It's a good little series. Wish we had a few more cars. Hopefully next season that might change. Thanks my wife for letting me do this. I'm stuck in this room for a couple hours, a couple times a week, so she lets me do it, which is pretty cool. But other than that, just had fun out there, and thanks again for putting this on.
Yeah, congratulations.
All right, that was a second place finisher of Paul Hahn there. We're going to go ahead and bring in our winner for tonight, and that's the 58 of Justin Wilson. Justin, it's Cam Benson in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, that would seem a little bit eventful starting out from the heat race. Did you get a black flag on the start or Is that what happened?
Yeah, yeah. I left too early and it gave me a black flag. So yeah, I had to do a drive-through.
We've seen that one before in this this series, but yeah, I mean, absolute domination though there in the future. You know, you had to start fourth, but you made pretty quick work of getting to the lead, and once you got there, just nobody really had anything to stop you.
Yeah, no, I mean the setup was kind of loose, which was nice, but it tightened up after a while. So the key was to just, take it easy in, actually wait on the throttle before you picked it up, and let the car rotate around the bottom before you picked up the throttle. And yeah, you'd get the straight line run off the corner, save the right front, and just, I mean, even at the end of the race there, we still had a lot of tire wear still left. I could have, if the battle or needed a battle or make a pass, the tire wear was there. So it was fun. It was fun battling with Paul there. I thought I almost turned Paul. I didn't get a chance to go back and look. I don't know if I hit his bumper when I moved up or not, but regardless, it was apologies for that, and then good racing with Johnny there.
I mean, it all stayed green, so I think it was all fair to my eyes. But yeah, I mean, nobody puts the domination in on this series like you do.
Well, I'm gonna have to maybe next season I have some time available. I'll give Jacob a run for his money for the championship. But congratulations to that group.
Yeah, and congratulations on your win.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, man. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
You too. As our winner of the night is the 58 of Justin Wilson. All right, before we get to Jacob, let's finish out at the podium and is our champion for the series. We'll bring in our second place in the championship, and that's our fourth place finisher, Johnny Rapp. So we'll bring him in the booth. Johnny, it's Kevin Benson in the booth, you guys.
Absolutely, yeah. What's happening?
Hey, what happened with you? Seems like you had some troubles up front that kind of got you dropped back a little bit.
Yeah, I was trying to save my tires in it, assuming that it was going to go green, and Justin got to me and he got by me. I gave it a couple laps and I started getting back after it, but he was still just pulling away, and at that point I was overdriving. I think I cooked my stuff. Got a little loose at least once. I was hit pit wall trying to run the apron, but either way, glad to stay out of trouble and come home with a P4 here tonight.
Yeah, man, I think you had the most eventful race out there. Some people had fairly quiet races. Yeah, you had quite a bit of action going on, for better or for worse. I think. But
man, I'm not sure if fish are magnetic, but I think the one on the side of my car is, because it seemed like whenever I was near somebody, if there was contact, it just had to be made.
Yeah.
It is what it is, though. It was still a fun race.
Yeah, and you still walk away with P2 in the mini stock championships. So, I mean, for missing a couple races, that ain't too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, those couple wins I had definitely helped out, and yeah, I mean, hey, it's been a fun season overall, and yeah, hey, I'm glad to come home P2.
Absolutely.
All right, you want to shout out to anyone before we let you go?
Sorry. Oh, I'm dying over here. Well, first and foremost, shout out to you guys for putting on these shows. It's always fun to go back and watch. Shout out to Justin Wilson for winning the race tonight. Jacob Nickerson for winning the championship. Oh, I'm still trying. Oh, man. I'm sorry about that. But, yeah, I believe, was it Paul Thomas or Steve Vest came home P3? Congratulations to them. Everybody that comes out and supports the league. This is definitely a very fun Sunday night deal, kind of short track deal. hey, we get maybe not some big car counts, but we have a lot of good racing week in and week out, and we appreciate everybody that comes out and supports us. And yeah, can't wait to get back after it next season in just about a month, right? So yeah.
Yeah. We'll be
Yep.
under a new name by then, but
We will. Yeah, it'll be the Slingshot and Mini Stock Series, and instead of the Spark. But hey, it's still the same acronym, SRL, right? I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. Yep. But
yeah, we're
Yeah.
excited about that, though. It's gonna be fun.
yeah,
all right.
congratulations on your P2.
Thank you.
All right.
We'll talk to you later, Johnny.
Right on.
Yeah. Yep. All right, that was our second place in our points. In the 52 of Johnny Rapp. All right, we'll go ahead and bring in our third place finisher tonight, or our champion of this season in the 35, Jacob Nickerson. Jacob, it's Cam
It's
and
the
Benson.
man.
It's me.
How's it going?
It's going, man. What a season.
As I said, it's long, grueling season. Looked like that almost pretty summed it up of your night. What happened? Was that the classic misshift that you've become known to do? Is that what happened there?
What happened is that while we were pacing, the pace car peeled off. I noticed I was ahead of Johnny. So I let off a little bit to get him beside me, and I wasn't 100% sure yet. So when the green flag went, I let off for like half a second and then put the throttle on, and I still jumped the start somehow. So I peeled to the back, and I queued. I was like, I gotta jump the start, and race controls decided that me going to like near the back was good enough. So had to battle my way through, and honestly, this might be my favorite race of the season. Because, I mean, Hickory was good, but this is my favorite race of the season because I got to battle JP, John Paul Arsenault. I got to battle him for a bit. That was a really fun battle. He got in the wall at one point and cooked his tires after that, ended up like 35%. And then I got up to the train of Alex Dugas and I think it was Paul Thomas behind him. Was fun maneuvering around those guys. I don't know how my tires held out after that, but that was a fun race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, more importantly than this race, though, you walk away with the championship. I mean,
Yeah.
how's that feel?
It feels tingly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good season. Take some endurance to get through it, but I mean, you earned it over everyone else. You got one win and a whole lot of top 3s, top 5s. So that's what it takes.
Consistency.
Yep.
Also, Vince, I don't know if you know, but somebody messaged me saying that you have a script.
Yeah, I'll get to that. Yeah, Jake.
Okay. I was a bit-
Yeah, Jake messaged me before the race. He kind of, he was betting that you would take the championship. I mean, I don't think there's too much stress going into this race, but I'll read it out here. It says, from Jake Mackey, Spark Mini Stock Series gained a new champ tonight. That graciously has been a massive part of making this series great. After finishing P2 last season to me, I'm beyond happy to pass the torch off to Jacob, and he will be a great champion to carry this season into next series into next season. Congratulations to BFR's favorite Canadian.
There you go. Thank you, Walker. That's much appreciated. I'll see how the league admins feel when they have to ship the trophy to Canada, but
Yeah. I think you're going over budget with that one.
see, this time, the One Wrench Racing guys did have a chat with me. They're like, you had a really good race at Hickory, but please, for the love of God, don't do that kind of burnout again. So I just did a few circles.
They didn't need to rebuild another motor.
They got a whole season too, so I should have let him. He celebrated with me, so.
Never
No,
let them tell you what to do.
I drive the car, goddammit. You just fix what I do.
Yeah.
You'll get a wrench and be happy with it. Oh, boy.
All right, Jacob. Before I let you go, is there one you want to shout out to?
There's a few, man. I want to start it off with the league itself. To have my first championship in Spark Mini Stocks, the league I've been here since like it got created. It was, oh man, it feels fucking amazing. I guess I'm considered a veteran of this series because it's only two seasons old and I've been here for 2 seasons. So, but I want to thank Spark for existing. I want to thank the admins for running this place, keeping all us clams in order, and I want to thank Cam for broadcasting this thing, Benson for the co-commentary, and I want to thank Maki for his stint in commentating. I want to thank Johnny for putting this whole series on, and I also want to thank my family. They've been watching me every so often here and there. My sister's watched every race. I want to thank her for supporting me through this. I want to. Who else is? I know I'm gonna forget somebody, but I want to thank the Team Jaws guys. They did a pretty good race this morning. Few instances. Alex broke, Chase broke. Team Jaws didn't have the best race last morning, but it's all right. I want to thank Sobeys for giving me a job, giving me this full-time position, so I could like help fund even going further in this league. I want to thank One Wrench Racing, who is just a team that me and my father made as a joke. We were dirt racing one day, and we had to sell off all our tools to get to the track, and we were like, all right, we're toolless this race day, we'll see how it goes. And we looked in the car, and there was a single 10mm wrench. So my dad looked at me and goes, One Wrench Racing. And that stuck. That's stuck since 2017, and the fact that that little one-off joke now has a, albeit virtual championship, that's special. I'll have to show him the trophy when I come back home. Bring it with me.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, man. You earned it.
Thank you. And I want the whole field, very fierce competition. Some newcomers, some old timers. This whole season was great, man. Looking forward to next.
Yep. All right. We have a good rest of your night, Jacob. Congratulations on your championship, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you for putting all this on.
Yep, no problem. All right, that was 35 Jacob Nickerson, and the round out our interviews. We got our third place in the championship, who's ready to talk to us, and that's the 42 of Paul Thomas. We'll bring him in. Paul, it's Cam and Benson in the booth. You guys?
Hey, Cam. Hey, Benson.
Hey.
Hey, looks like you pretty much clawed out the third place in the podium. How did that go for you throughout this whole season?
Well, it feels pretty good. They say to be successful in anything, that showing up for work is half the job.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just showed up, ran all the races, and I guess it paid off. I mean, I obviously wasn't the fastest at any of the races, but just showing up paid dividends.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good race. The car felt good. Chased that number 89 car around the track for about 20 or 30 laps. Finally got by him, and then the series champion Jacob.
Yeah.
He finally, I held him off for about 40 laps, but I just couldn't hold him off anymore after that. And that was kind of all she wrote there. So, but I do feel lucky. I feel lucky just being top 3. So feels real good.
I
That's
mean,
good.
you earned it. You know,
Mhm.
you did the work to get the P3. So
Mhm.
Yeah, and these cars can be a handful. It's just like we're just power sliding every turn. It's almost like no matter what kind of surface you're on, it's almost always almost like dirt.
Mhm. That's
It
just.
was fun.
Mhm. You have a favorite moment of this season?
A favorite moment.
Mhm.
No, because the whole season was just a blast.
Mhm.
Just lots of fun. Lots of fun. Surprised I stayed out of trouble as much as I did all season,
Mhm.
but I enjoyed it.
That's good. All right. Before we let you go, is there anyone you want to shout out to?
Yeah, well, shout out to my teammate on ST Motorsports, my teammate Steve Vest, and my brother-in-law John Ellis, who couldn't be here tonight. Give a shout out to him,
Mhm.
and the rest of my teammates. They don't race in this league, but it's Ellis Thomas and Chris Smith with ST Motorsports. And I'm gonna go ahead and give kudos to both you and Benson for being in the booth and doing what you do. It makes it all that much funner.
Yeah, it's fun.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's fun calling out all y'all. So that just makes it that much fun, but to get to talk to you after all this stuff. So I want to thank you for your
Oh yeah,
time.
yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate you guys, and we'll do it again next time, maybe.
Yep. we'll,
Uh,
we'll look we'll look forward to it.
Thank you guys.
Good. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
See ya.
See ya. All right, it's Paul Thomas. Uh, okay, guess that about wraps us up. Should we go through the results of this race and then our final point standing?
Yeah, I'll go through the finish. You can go through the points. They
Okay.
had yeah, they had Justin Wilson taking the win, Paul Hahn second, Jacob Nickerson third, Johnny Rapp fourth, Paul Thomas fifth, Alexander Dugas sixth, Larry Pauling seventh, Jean-Paul Arsenal eighth, and Steve Vest ninth.
Okay. And then, oh, just a second. I hit the wrong thing. Then I had to pull out our points for the season. So, like I said, Jacob there brings home in first, followed by the 52 of Johnny Rapp. Then Paul Thomas in third, Steve Est in fourth, Paul Hahn in fifth, Larry Pauling in sixth, Will Jennings in seventh, Rob Liedel in eighth. Justin with his 3 wins brings home ninth of the series. John Ellis is in 10th. Jacob Phillips in 11th. Alexander Dugas in 12th. Dylan Liedel in 13th. Christian Blackwell in 14th. Devin Jack in 15th. Dave Grajewski in 16th. Nathan Gentry in 17th. Jean-Paul Arsenault brings her home at 18th. Jake Mockey in 19th. Ryan Phillips in 20th. Patrick O'Toole in 21st. Sean Mulholland in 22nd. James Barker in 23rd. Chase D'Entremont in 24th. And then bringing out all our drivers is Tom Lickert in 25th.
Pretty long list.
Yep. Has 25 drivers out 3 seasons. Not too bad.
Yeah, it's a decent show out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's been fun this whole series. I just want to thank all of y'all for watching us, listening to us, like and subscribe, sharing the channel, all that jazz. I just want to thank you. It's been fun for me. I don't know. How about it's been for you, Benson?
it's been some great fun. But yeah, this is the final time with it being the Spark Mini Stock Series. The series isn't going away, just going under a little bit of a name change. So be on the lookout for the Slingshot Mini Stock Series going forward. That's all I've got to say.
Yep. And a little bit of a facelift for the channel coming along with that, so I can't wait for all y'all to see that. So, all right, that about does that for all of us. It's been Cam and Benson for Overdrive Automotive Media YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the flip side.